Hello boys and girls, how are we? Oh my god, it feels like the longest time since I've sat down in this very setup and filmed a makeup video, and I'm so excited about it because I know you guys have missed them as well. I have missed filming them. I'm very in the mood to film a good bit of glam. Thought we'd do an autumn winter glam today, so like a really warm kind of red toned smoky eye with really beautiful flawless skin. I've already primed my eyes and done my eyebrows off camera because let me tell you, they take a hot second. So I used the new Benefit brow styler, not an ad. You guys know I love Benefit products. I'm either using this or Precisely at the minute. They're literally like the only brow products that I use, as well as a little bit of brow gel. So shout out to that. I'm going to link all of the products down below. Oh, a bit phlegmy today. I need a cup of tea, I need a brew. I'm just gonna get started. So I'm gonna actually be using the Natasha Denona palette today because I bought this and showed this in my Sephora haul from LA. I've not used it yet because I've been away in Tokyo, so I thought we'd give it a good go. And I mean, if there is any palette that is autumn winter appropriate, like, thank you. Okay, I'm going to start with a Morphe M514, which is just like a really teeny tiny blending brush. And what shade am I going to use? These two look very similar. Like, these are basically the same shade, but one's just a little bit more orange. So maybe we'll start with the orange shade. I want to use this red today for sure. So I think I'm going to stick with, like, in terms of mattes, like these red and orange tones, and then maybe like a darker brown just to deepen up a little bit as well. Ooh, that is smooth. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry, I should probably like move over a bit because I'm not scented. I don't know whether to do like a halo eye today or whether to do like a wing. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I think I'm going to do a wing because, to be honest, that's like, I feel like that's what... Can I speak? I feel like that's what I need to get in the bin. I feel like that's what suits my eyes best. So I'm going to start this. Right, do you know what? Let's just scrap this whole video, okay? I'm going to start on the outer portion of the crease, just here. And then kind of like blend inwards. And then the good thing that, like, the thing that I really love about this blending brush, this is like my go-to brush at the minute, is the fact that it's like kind of small enough to create the like flick. So I feel like you guys have seen me do this so many times, but I just kind of start at the very corner of my eye, and then I just start blending upwards, and I create almost like a line, like almost as if you were gonna do a wing, and I take it right, not quite towards the very end of my brow, but like I blend it as far as I can, and I use really light pressure towards the top so it's not super intense in terms of the colour. And then because I've got colour in the crease here, I just start to kind of like connect them up in this space here. And then you just want to take a clean blending brush as well, or one that's got like no additional product on, and just, you know, smoke it away, girl. The only thing that right, so this is my thing, okay? I love autumn winter. I feel like you guys know that about me. Like, I'm obsessed with Christmas. I'm obsessed with like bonfire, well, not bonfire night, but I just love like cozy nights, and like I love when it gets dark in the evening, and I love being inside with a cup of tea and like spending time with my friends and family like inside. But the one thing that I don't like about this time of year is just like how dark and gloomy it is. Like, because I use natural daylight for my videos as well, because I film at home, like it just always looks so grey, and I'm just like, come on, where's the sun? Oh my god, I feel like I have so much to update you guys on. Like, I need to do like a chatty, like, I don't know, update video soon, or I might do another assumptions video soon, because I actually had so much fun filming that the last time. But like, I don't know where the time's gone, honestly. I've been so busy recently, it's been crazy. I've just got back from Tokyo, which was like the most insane trip ever. Like, Benefit, thank you so much for taking me. Like, I had so much fun. Obviously I went to LA for 2 weeks, so I had a week at home in between that and Tokyo, so that was like no time at all. And then I'm back in Manchester for like 3 days, and then I'm going to Vegas with Motel Rock. So like, half of this year has just been travel, which honestly, like, this has probably been one of the best years of my life. Like, I'm so grateful for like all of the work that I've done, all of the work that I've had, just all the opportunities that I've had. So thank you to you guys as well, because obviously it wouldn't be possible without all of you. But I can't believe it. Like, I'm literally back for 2 days and then I'm going to Vegas. Like, what is life? Like, I don't understand. Okay, I feel pretty happy with where that's at. So I'm gonna stick with the same brush because, to be honest, like, I only ever use like 2 eyeshadow brushes. Like, I'm so easy with stuff like that. I'm just gonna go straight in with the red. I think I'm just gonna go straight in with the red and start building that up because that will be our next darkest shade. And then I'll probably use like this shade at the very end, just like towards the lash line. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm literally doing like the exact same thing with this shade, but just not taking it as high. So I'm not winging it out as far as the orange, and I'm not blending it as far up as the orange. Kind of just placing it a little bit lower, and then once you've got like that colour in place, I'm going to go back in again with like my bigger brush and just kind of merge it all together. Yeah, so this is when you can start being a little bit more kind of like heavy-handed with the colour, because we've got those initial like darker shades down. So like you don't need to worry as much now about like applying too much, because I feel like once you've got to this stage, like your eye can take it a little bit more, like the shadow can kind of, I don't know, like take the extra colour. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with that darker brown shade. Oh my God, like say no more. Say no more. This is beautiful. What the hell? This brush by Morphe is my go-to. Like, it just does everything in one. And I feel like it's nice to use a blending brush that's got the other shades already on it, because it helps to kind of merge them all together better. I don't know what to do on the lid. I might do, so like you guys know I love doing a wet shadow and then a different shadow on top. Like, I do that with my Stila liquid shadows and then also like my loose pigments. So I might give that a go. I don't know what I want to use in here. I'm going to use this underneath because I'm hoping it's going to complement it. So this is one of the Beauty Bay Living My Best Light Liquid Eyeshadows, which I think is such a cute name. I'm hoping it's going to be like, it's quite like a taupey shade, so I'm hoping it's going to complement the shadow. Ooh, these are pretty. I've not used these before. Also, I like that it helps to kind of cut the crease a little bit when you use a liquid, so that's another reason why I do it. I might take the slightly more gold one actually, just so it brings out the gold more. And I might actually use my finger because I don't think a brush is going to work. Little trick, if you ever have nails on and you struggle to like use your finger for pigments, to get, I just kind of like pat it on in the middle, and obviously that's fine, but then when it gets to the inner corner, if you look like the opposite way, so if you look all the way like to, this is my left, then it kind of just like stretches the eye out a little bit more, and then you can really like dig into this bit. And then it's done. And then just to finish off, I'm going to use one of the Mama Mitchell in collaboration with Beauty Bay. I don't know what these are called actually. Like kind of glitter eyeliners. This one's in the shade Medal. I've kind of just put it at the top of the cut crease as well, just to make that pop. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do lashes off camera. I'm going to be wearing the Unicorn Lashes Cherry Top, which are like my favourite lashes at the minute. They're super wispy and they are longer at the end, so they'll complement this eye look as well. I'm going to go ahead and do that and moisturise, and then we'll do skin. Okay, lashes are on, boys and girls. I've just done a little bit of moisturiser. I use the Glam Glow Moisture Trip. I've been obsessed with this recently. I'm going to do a little bit of primer. So I'm going to use Laura Mercier Hydrating Primer, which honestly is like one of my go-tos. Like I never stop using this. Like this is like the third one I've bought, I think. So I'm just going to apply that. I also used a little bit of Urban Decay B6 primer on my chest, just because I don't know if this foundation is going to match. We're using a new foundation today, so I like to be prepared, you know. So I thought I would use the Dior Skin, what's this called? Forever Perfect Makeup Everlasting Wear Pore Refining Effect with Sunscreen Foundation. Fun fact, I think I bought this like a year ago and I just found it in my collection, and it's probably very much expired, so I don't recommend doing that if you also have foundations that are expired. But at the same time, I really want to know what this is like, so pray for my skin. Okay, so it's quite red for my skin, so I'm gonna have to do something about that, but I'm not really sure what yet. Straight off, this has got a good coverage. Oh my gosh. Okay, so good coverage, blending like a dream. Okay, I'm just gonna have to lighten with concealer, I reckon, but so far I am very impressed. Like, a little bit went a very long way, which I know foundations, like, a lot of brands always say that about the foundations, but I still find myself putting like 7 pumps on, so, you know, I don't always necessarily believe that, but that actually went a very, very long way. Oh, hey! Hey, baby bro. Long time no see. How are you? Oh, I don't want to get foundation on you, sorry. Are you okay? Oh my god, you just read my mind. I'm starving.
What do you want?
Can I have?
Should we order it or should we pick it up?
Well, I can't pick it up, you'd have to drive. I've got like so much work to do. Okay, I'm going to go in with a little bit concealer. I'm using the Benefit Boeing Cakeless Concealer, which I'm so excited to try this. Rachel and Jordan have been raving about this to me all Benefit trip, and I don't know why I've not tried it sooner, so I'm going to give this a go. It's in the shade 3, which, I mean, looking in the tube, that's going to be way too light, but we're about to find out. Okay, that's too light. I'm going to use a bit of Tarte Shape Tape to mix in.
Tuna, cheese, yeah.
Tuna, lettuce.
You want lettuce?
Yeah, lettuce, cucumber, tomato. And will you get me a packet of like either cool Doritos or salt and vinegar crisp, please? Okay. Shut my door, please. So I just mixed in a bit of Tarte Shape Tape because that was way too light. And then I'm going to use a beauty blender and of course my YSL powder, which you guys know I can't live without apparently. Like, I'm obsessed. I mean, that is beautiful. That's like a nice shade as well. I feel like that's done a good job of like lightening the foundation a little bit. And then I just take about that amount of powder and you just want to press it into the skin. Oh, this is one of my favorite steps because like this is where the skin really comes together. So far I'm loving this foundation, but I feel like I'm definitely gonna have to get a different shade because it just looks a bit too like pink on me and a bit too dark compared to the rest of my like body. And then for face, I'm obsessed with this palette at the minute. This is the Benefit Cheek Leader Bronze Squad palette. This is the only like, these are the only face products like in terms of powders that I took to Tokyo with me because it has literally everything that I need. So I use Hoola for contour and also nose contour. You guys know I use Hoola all the time anyways. All I've used since the start of this year to contour my nose is Hoola, and then I use a little bit of Hoola Caramel if I want to add a bit more warmth to like the outside of my skin, the outside of my face. And then Cookie Highlighter, like I've slept on this. Like this is such a beautiful highlighter, like it is insane. So I'm gonna use that to highlight and then also Coralista to blush. So I'm just gonna bronze the outer portions of my face. I'm using just Hoola at the minute. I'm not using any Hoola Caramel. I don't really want to add too much kind of like darkness when we've already got a foundation on that's a little bit too dark. Okay, and then as I said, I'm going to use it to contour my nose as well. So for this, I use a Makeup Forever 144 brush. Literally, like, again, my favorite brush to use. Like, I've tried other brushes for contouring my nose, but I always go back to this because I feel like it's slim enough to get like a nice defined line, but it's not so slim that it looks really harsh. Sorry, I've got really itchy nose. So I'm just gonna start at the sides of my nose and then connect it up here. It actually fits in really well to this little area as well, just towards the brow. Even if you don't want to like properly contour your nose, it's good to add some sort of like bronzer or contour shade just so it doesn't kind of blend in with the rest of your face. And then my favorite bit, which I know a lot of you guys really love as well, is doing the tip. So you can see there where the kind of light is hitting my nose, and that is like the very tip of my nose. Like, I don't know if you can see when I move my head, like that little bit of light where it reflects. You want to do kind of like everything underneath that. So I'm just going to hit very underneath that there. And then I'm also going to do the sides of my nostrils and then just blend it down. I'm using very light pressure. I'm not applying tons and tons. And that just really helps to like lift your nose and give you more of like a button nose. Which like, I always wish that my tip was a little bit more like, if you know what I mean. So that kind of helps to do it with makeup. Okay, and then as I said, I'm going to use Cookie Highlighter. So I'm just going to use a Sigma F35 brush. And I always start very light with this because it's very pigmented. Like, this is one highlighter that I have to be very careful with because let me tell you, like, it's very easy to go intense, like too intense with it is what I'm trying to say. Okay, and then we do blush. So I'm using Coralista, which is like a really beautiful peachy coral as the name would suggest. And then I'm just gonna take a sponge, just got no product on it, and I'm really gently going to clean up underneath the bronzer. Okay, and then you just want to finish off your eyes and then do lips. So I'm going to use all the same shades underneath the eyes, and I'm going to use a Backstage beauty brush just because it's like my favorite lower lash line brush. Okay, I'm going to do setting spray now just so that it can sink into the skin before I do lower lash mascara, because if I do lower lash mascara first, then because my skin will be wet after the setting spray, it'll probably imprint down, so I like to do this first. And then I am going to do a nude lip. I was going to do a red lip, but I was like, I kind of want all the attention to be on the eyes today. So my current go-to nude is Tiramisu by Rimmel. This is actually blush and nude, so I need to get the other one. It's Tiramisu lip liner by Rimmel, and then Penelope Pink lipstick by Charlotte Tilbury on top. Just think it looks really beautiful. It's like the perfect nude for my skin tone. And then I'm going to use a gloss on top. I think I'm going to use the Patrick Tar gloss in She's Expensive. Okay, so this is the finished makeup. I went ahead and did the lower lash mascara and obviously did the lip as well. I'm really happy with how it came out. I feel like it's very autumnal, very winter appropriate, really warm and yummy, which I love. So I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Thank you so much for watching as always. If you've got any questions, leave them down below. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.